Welcome back to redheart.com as well as the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host Mikey, and in today's tutorial it's all about this cute little heart. And what we have here is that this heart is part of the Happy Hearts Afghan and is really quick and simple to make. If you're interested in making a heart applique, this tutorial may be for you. In this tutorial I'll show you start to finish on how to make this cute little heart right now. So let's get started. To start this little heart today, it's actually really deceptive on how it comes together. You would think to yourself this is all one project. In actual fact, yeah, it's one project, but it's actually done in 3 different sections. So when the project starts, we're going to be starting around here, making a chain and working our way down to the point and fastening off. Then we start the next bump right here, and then we fasten off, and then we come over and do the final bump. So in actual fact this heart is consisting of 3 different sections coming together in order to form the shape. So without further ado, let's get started on it right now. So to begin, I want you to leave a tail about yay long. Okay, this is about 8 inches, 10 inches, and what I want you to do then is create the slip knot from that. That tail we want to trap into position afterward. So let's begin with a slip knot, and as per the instructions it says to chain 11. Remember that this never counts as 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So there is the first chain right there. So this is actually the top section of the heart, and the bumps will then sit on top of this, and the point is down over here somewhere. To begin the point row number 1, all we need to do is single crochet second from the hook. So we just have 1 and 2 going into the second one for a single crochet, and we just single crochet ourselves across the chain. So this will give you a total count by the time you're done of 10 single crochets, and this is the top of the heart. And what we're going to be doing at this point is that we are actually working downward, even though it doesn't appear to be at this point. So just single crochet across the top of this chain, and we'll meet you right back in just a moment. So once you're at the end, you're just going to turn your work and we are going to start up. So to start up now we have to chain 1 and then single crochet. So you have to make sure you get this first one that is right underneath. So there's 1. So what we have in the instructions says single crochet in each stitch to the last 2 single crochets, and then single crochet 2 together on the very last 2. So this is going to be starting to come down on the point. So just single crochet yourself across, and when you see the final 2 stitches you know you're on the other side, and you know you're gonna have to bring these together in order to start creating the inward point going in the downward when it's appearing on your afghan. So we're just single crocheting across and looking for the 2 remaining stitches. So at this point there's only 2 stitches left. This loopy thing here, that is because I've chained 1. Okay, so that's not a stitch, so you may have that, so I'm gonna leave that here in this tutorial. It's important that you identify your stitch work when you're going into these things. So the final 2 we are going to single crochet together. So we're just gonna, let me restart. We're just gonna go into the stitch, grab the yarn, pull through, go into the final stitch, grab the yarn, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, pull through all 3. And now you've just made 2 into 1. So let's move along to rows number 3 to 7, and 3 to 7 is just really simple. So just on a piece of paper just mark 3 to 7 and check it off as you go. So how to do a 3 to 7 is that we are just going to chain 1, and remember to get that first one in right underneath it, and then we just go all the way until the final 2 stitches where we're gonna do the same thing of 2 together. So you just have to look and identify your stitches and know which one is your last. And once you identify the last one you count 1 more over, because then that's the last 2, and then you bring them together just like so. So I have 2 stitches left on here. We're just gonna go in, pull through, go into the final, pull through, and then pull through both of them just like that. So that concludes row number 3. Continue 4, 5, 6, and 7 on your own, and you will end up so that there will only be 4 stitches left in the middle of the heart on the way down. So I just finished up row number 7 just seconds after I finished the other part of this tutorial, and basically now I want to go on to row number 8, and it says to chain 1 and then single crochet 2 together twice. So essentially what we're going to be having now is that we're coming into the first one, and the second, and we're putting it together just like you already know, and then the final two are coming together. So there was a total of 4 left on that. So that just concludes that row, and now we just have to start the next one, and this is number 9. So we chain up 1 first, and then we just do 2 single crochets together because there's only 2 stitches left, going in, pulling through, going in, pull through, and then pull through, and that is the very base of your heart. So when you turn it upside down or upside right, this is the bottom point. So just like your fastening off techniques, what we want to do is just really do a nice job of hiding this in. So what I want you to do is just wrap the yarn around and pull that through. I've already just cut it off camera without telling you, and I'm just gonna use a darning needle and hide that in. This is a really dominant area on a project, so you're really gonna want to take your time and just hide in these yarn strings. So what I would do here, just put a darning needle in and just hide it under some stitches in one direction, going up the one side like this, and go back and forth 3 times. So 1, just make sure you pull it nice, coming back in for 2, and going back in for 3. And what happens is that this will never come out on you because you've trapped it in, going in 3 different ways, like so. And so now you can safely cut this right to where it pops out, and you will never be able to see where that is. And then we're ready now to move on and start doing the bumps up the top of the heart now. So we're now ready to move on to bump row number 1. We're doing 1 bump and then we're doing the second bump. Now how do I know which side I'm starting on? See this straggler over here? This is the side that I want. So I'm gonna start off so that the straggler is on this side, and I'm gonna work in that direction just like so. So grabbing this yarn here, I just want to just loop it. I don't want to create any knots on this. And now let's grab our crochet hook, and now we're ready. So what we want to do is that we want to come into the remaining loops that are in the top. You will see that there's only 1 loop. So we're just gonna come into the remaining loop like so, and grab the new yarn and just pull it through. There's no knots on that yarn. I just want to lay it down on the top, and I want to grab this other one that's over here, and I want to use it at the same time as well. So they're just both going to be trapped on. So we're just going to chain 1 first, coming into the same loop and single crochet, and now we're going to single crochet into the next 4 loops. Make sure that these are trapping into position just like so. So trapping meaning getting underneath like that. So I got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that'll take you to the halfway spot on this particular heart. And now just let these stragglers go, and now we're going to turn our project and move on to row number 2. So row number 2 is chain 1, single crochet into each. So we're just going to chain 1, single crochet into each. There will be a total of 5. So this is 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to turn the work one last time, and it says single crochet 2 together, and then single crochet, and then single crochet 2 together. So you notice I did not chain 1 first because the heart is going to come around the bump. So we're just going to immediately come into the first one without chaining first and grab the yarn. Going into the next one, pull through, grab the yarn, and pull through 2 together. The middle one is by itself, so it's single crochet, and then the final 2 are 2 together like this. And using the same techniques I've already shown you, I want you to fasten off at this point. I won't show you the sewing process, but I want you just to cut your yarn, wrap the yarn here, and pull through this loop so it traps it on, and I want you to take your darning needle and hide in that, and when we come back we'll start the other bump next. Okay, so section number 1 and 2 are now done, and now it's time to finalize the final bump on the top of the heart. So essentially what we need to do is just we need to keep the bump on this side because we're gonna crochet that way. So I want you to come into the first available loop that's left, and I want you to grab your new yarn again and just loop it onto your hook and pull through, and I want you to take that straggler and the remaining 2 stragglers and just leave it down on top of the line like you already had been. So we're just going to chain 1 to start, coming into the same loop we do a single crochet. And now we're just gonna single crochet in the remaining loops that are left, like so. And there will be a total of 5 of these by the time you get to the end. So 5 single crochets going all the way across. And now that you're at the end, leave that stragglers out on the end. We can safely trim that because in actual fact you started way over here and that can be trimmed. It's not gonna fall out. So we're gonna turn our work and we'll move up to row number 2. In row number 2 we are just chaining 1 and single crocheting into the top of every stitch, into the stitch is going across. And remember there is a total of 5. So that was 5. So let's turn our work again and let's do the top of the heart. This is the very last part. So we're going to not chain 1, but we're immediately going to start to do 2 single crochets together. The middle stitch is a single crochet and then the final 2 are together, like so. And so now your heart is done. So we're just gonna finalize off your work. I've already trimmed my yarn, pull through, and now off camera I will seal the deal and I can safely trim these off as well. On behalf of redheart.com as well as the Crochet Crowd, it has been my pleasure to serve you up a little bit of Red Heart love today. Until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of redheart.com as well as the Crochet Crowd, and we'll see ya.